All right, let's talk about Larry Wilson, the gentle giant. You know, Larry's size and stature is pretty awesome, and always has been. But you know, listen, as another Clarendon kid back in the hood, we would have some neighborhood football games. Now there's a eight and a half year difference in age, but myself and the Motel boys, some other neighbor boys would go over to the Wilsons and we played a neighborhood football game. Now one time in particular, you know, we're 8, 10, 12 years old, we're wearing our little Chuck Taylor tennies, and Larry comes trotting out in size 12 and a half, 13 spikes. And I don't recall whether it was his sister Doris or his mother that chewed his you-know-what out and said, get some tennis shoes on. But, you know, so Larry, as gentle and nice as he seems, he has some mean streak in him. He wanted to trump on some little kids at that time. Come on up, Larry.
Thank you, Jimmy. None of that's true, by the way. I wrote a few things down, but I'm going to try to be brief. Big is good. I am very blessed and lucky to be so big. I've been in the Burton School District since I was in the 5th grade. When I think back of all the athletes that I've seen that qualify for an Athletic Hall of Fame, I think of the names like Donnie Starr, Punky Richardson, Denny Lang, Bill Sally, Greg Thomas, Vernon Jones, Bill Malone, Jim and Ronnie Kellogg, Bobby and Tommy Suplow, Don Arnold, the Dingmans, the Blairs, the Bartholomews, everybody named Hess, everybody named Duplay, everybody named Berzenko, and everybody named Carey. As I tried to figure out how I got chosen, it came to me. I was simply bigger than all of them. Therefore, I've drawn the conclusion that big is good. I would like to acknowledge and thank my family, my wife of 36 years, Deborah, and my children, Larry Jr., Hillary and Wesley, and my daughters-in-law, Karen and Sharon, my grandchild, Ava. I would also like to thank the Hall of Fame Committee for acknowledging that big is good. A special thanks to Jimmy Kellogg and Rick Miller for their time and efforts. I think back of my time at Berkshire, and two names stand out to me, Mr. Caputo and Coach Russ Hurd. Mr. Caputo, who was and is a true mentor and educator in the purest sense of the word, he cared about my development as a student and a person. Years after high school, I played in the slow pitch leagues, and as I knelt down to get in my catcher's position, I recognized the voice of the umpire. Looking up, I noticed that it was Mr. Caputo. After our greetings, Mr. Caputo said, "Hey, Wilson, did you ever read that novel? You know, the one I sent to you years ago." I replied with a smirk because I knew he couldn't bother me then. I said, "No, I didn't." There was no reply from him. The first time I got up to bat, the ball came in high and way outside. Mr. Caputo said, "Strike one." Shocked, I stepped out of the box and turned around towards him, and before I could say anything, that's for not reading the novel. I'm proud to say that shortly after that I did read that book. I will always have a special place in my heart for Coach Russ Hurd. In high school, I almost spent as much time with him as I did with my own family. He coached me in 3 sports a year for 4 years. Perhaps one of the most memorable times we had was going to the regional track meet my senior year. We were running late for the meet and we had to try and save some time. We were riding in Coach's Volkswagen Bug. With Coach driving, Coach Platt in the passenger seat, and of course, being a low man on the totem pole, I was in the back. As we got closer, Coach said, "You're gonna have to change that uniform and your track shoes in the car, Larry, we're running late." Well, that's when being big wasn't so good. I'll always remember how hysterically Coach laughed at me trying to maneuver this changing in the back seat of his Volkswagen. Anyway, mission was accomplished and we got to the meet in time for the competition. That occurred in 1968. And over the years, when Coach calls me up to check on me to see how I'm doing, we will still both laugh at that story. I don't want to gloss over the fact that Coach still calls to check on me and my family. I cherish those phone calls, Coach, and I cherish you. I need to mention a few things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for the fact that I am a Badger. My freshman, sophomore, and junior year, I went to Burton High School, and I was a Maple Leaf. We would go to other schools to compete, and the banners in the hallways as we walked in and in the locker rooms would read, "The Maple Leaves turn yellow in the fall. The sap runs in the maple leaves," etc. My senior year, Burton, Clarendon, and Troy consolidated and changed the name of our school district to the Berkshire School District. Now here comes the part that I'm thankful for. We got to vote to change the school mascot. Even though I voted for Bulldogs, I was truly thankful to become a Badger. I am thankful for the discipline that I learned from sports, the times when I didn't feel like doing push-ups in the mud, but I knew in order to keep up with the other guys, I had to push myself a little harder. The times when I was wet and cold and wanted to go inside and warm up, but pressed on through it. The times when I gathered a little more energy that I didn't know I had in order to help the team. All these instances that I experienced in sports sure made it easier for me to press on through life. And I am thankful for that. Lastly, thank you, Hall of Fame Committee, for this great honor. And thank all of you in the Berkshire community for all your support over the years. Thank you.
Our next inductee